I had the joint pain. I had stiff neck, really bad. At times I felt like I had heart palpitations a little bit. And then I would eat, it would really exacerbate when I ate certain foods. So if I ate a lot of gluten, or if I ate meats for a while, it would get a lot worse. There's a list of, I did all this research myself, and there's like 300 different symptoms you can have, and I had a bunch of them. Then I had the mental stuff. So after a while, it starts breaking you down physically, and then it starts breaking you down mentally. And I had a little bit of I had anxiety. I traveled in 87 countries in 18 years, and I've never had a problem getting on an airplane, going to foreign countries. Some of which don't care for Americans, and I had no issues going. And then last year, I got on a plane to fly over to the Middle East, and I couldn't get on the plane. That's when I knew something was up. And then I had the anxiety, I had depression because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And if anybody knows me, they know that's, nothing could be farther from the truth. Is see a guy that is whittling away like I was. I had, like I said, the joint pain in my hands, in my elbows. It was like that Lyme would find any old injury that you had. Like I had my knees surgically repaired twice. It would go in my knee would ache, my ankles would ache because of basketball and things like that. And it was just, your body is just, screaming at you, there's something in here. Then I had brain fog really bad. I would get in a car to drive to the grocery store, and at times I forgot where I was going. I'd get on the highway and where am I going? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be going. That happened several times. It just got to a point where when I was gluten-free, it helped because I wasn't, the sugars, it wasn't breaking down into sugars, which was fueling the Lyme. And then obviously sugary drinks, I like Coca-Cola, and that doesn't help either. Yeah, I think for me, after I went into the naturopath first, and she told me, oh, you need to do this cleanse, a liver cleanse. That was not glamorous. And I knew that wasn't working, so I knew something else had to happen. I could have gone to my primary care physician, but he would have just put me on antidepressants. And I knew that wasn't the case. It was a symptom of whatever I was dealing with. So I found this clinic that Nicole Forsberg was at, and she asked me 4 questions, and she said, I think you have the same thing that my brother was diagnosed with. And she said, you've got Lyme disease. Well, if you know what I like to do, outside the office, yeah, ticks all over me. Sure. No, the treatment was not, it wasn't difficult. It was a relief for me the 1st of October of 2018 when we finally put a name to what I had. That kind of helped start to heal the mental aspect of things. And then, with the rounds of antibiotics and the natural supplements, and then we watched what I ate, we watched what I drank. That you would have the Lyme symptoms. But I had been told that some people quit taking the medication when they start the herxing, which is the kill-off stages. For me, I kind of enjoyed the kill-off stages because it was cathartic for me because I knew I was getting better. You kind of have to go through hell first before you get better. And for me, it was like, okay, we're beating this thing, So the herxing isn't great. There are days you don't feel great. There are days you feel worse. But then, if you have 2 or 3 or 4 days where you kind of feel awful, the next week is pretty good. You start feeling, and it's a gradual process. It was, today was a little better than yesterday. This week was better than last week. This month was better than last month. And so now I'm 7 months post starting taking the antibiotics, and I'm down to just taking the antibiotics twice a week, and now I'm on the gut protocol with the probiotics, because I felt like Nicole kind of felt like once you get through the treatment with the antibiotics, the next thing is to repair your gut, because the antibiotics have wiped out good and bacteria in your stomach. So now and it was funny because some of the same symptoms I had with the Lyme, I had with the gut protocol, where my gut was a little bit out of line. So I'm feeling better than I have felt in over a year, probably dating back to March of 2017. I'm feeling better than I ever have. And I still watch what I eat. I still watch what I drink. I do have days where I like to have something I shouldn't, but things are greatly improved. She is one of the best medical providers that I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. She is very patient oriented. She cares about the patients. She listens to you. The test may say one thing, but the symptoms you're having are saying another. And she is not afraid of trying treatments and changing up treatments to get the best results for you. She made it very personal for me, because I learned during my Lyme treatment that her brother, who also does a lot of hunting and ranching, he was diagnosed with Lyme, and even Nicole herself had been diagnosed with Lyme, and that shows. So she made it very personal, and you kind of felt like you were going through it together. You weren't by yourself. Post-treatment, I'm doing things today that I stopped doing or wasn't doing as effectively. I'm traveling more for work, which is good. My employer is happy, and they were really very helpful in the whole process. They understood, a lot of understanding. We understand that you're going through something that they don't really understand completely, but they know I'm not feeling well, and they've been great. But since then, I'm back to, we're back to hunting, we're back to ranching, we're back to, doing all sort of outdoor activities with my daughter. I feel more productive at work. I feel like I'm not missing things at home anymore. And I'm kind of getting back to that old, the old Darrin with,